Alright guys, back again. Still working on the bike. You guys are probably tired of seeing it. It's almost done. I think it's about 7:15 Sunday. Still raining. It's actually raining pretty bad at the end of our road, or down at the bottom of that hill over there. I can't figure out how to zoom in on my phone, but the road's all washed out, and it's supposed to rain like this for like 3 more days or something like that. But, so I'm going to hold off on clearing. We got this piece here, the one on the other side, and then we just got this small piece here. I'm just going to hold off on clearing that until the rain's done. So yeah, I got the front tire on. The 2 pieces I cleared yesterday, the back fender or whatever there. Got the front fender on. Got the speedometer all hooked up. Tried cleaning up the shocks a little bit. Cleaned up the rims a little. So pretty much, again, we just got. I was thinking about it. I don't know if I'm gonna bother sandblasting the exhaust on this. Might just hit it with some high heat paint and maybe someday buy the exhaust that actually goes to it, or something that looks a little better. So we got the side, the foot pegs I'm going to sandblast those and then just paint those black. Let's see what else we got. I got to put on the side, on the stickers here. Like I said, I'm going to go with the old school Honda style. Stickers. Probably get some new handle grips. Those ones are kind of old. Eventually I want to get a new seat cover. This one here, I don't really like the bumps in it. I know it kind of matches the bike or whatever, the age of the bike, but as you can see, I got a rip in there. The seam broke out. The back seat actually is in pretty good shape, but I just want to get something that's just flat without the ribs or whatever in that. But I'll probably hold off. I'm pretty excited to ride it. I want to get it on the road and cruise around. Maybe it'll be something I do if I have it this winter. You know, do the seat cover. Maybe invest in the exhaust. Just some small stuff, just to clean it up a little bit, make it look a little bit better. The fender turned out pretty good. I didn't see any runs in it. There was a little bit of orange peel right down in here. Actually right behind that shock, so I was not even going to worry about it. I really don't want to cut and buff this. If I do, it's definitely going to wait until this winter. Really excited to get on the road with this thing. Yeah, so I don't know. Thinking about getting some smaller turn signals. I know you definitely want to be seen, but I don't know if I really like the giant turn signals on them. And I don't know if you really have to have them that big, or I'll probably look into some aftermarket ones. I know the place up the road's got some on clearance or whatever that are a lot smaller. But as you can see, I gotta get a new cover for this. Quite a color difference in the two. And it's actually the only one I need. I'll probably hit eBay for that if I end up keeping these markers. Everything else looks pretty good. Yeah, so like I said, pouring pretty good here. This is the car I painted just before I started on the bike. It used to be blue, did it all over, did the jams. Turned out pretty good. I ended up having to cut some panels on the back here, but I didn't sandblast, and I probably should have. I got a little bit of rust coming back. It's been, I want to say, about a year or so since I did it, and I'll probably just grind that down, maybe hit it with some primer again, and maybe just put some more paint on it. So we got that. Turned out pretty good. Of course, everything looks good when it's wet, but pretty happy with it. You know, for a a cheap car. And then I gotta do my truck here. This will be the next thing I do. I gotta go through and order a bunch of parts. Pretty much everything HPR needs. Like I said, I want to say it's an 01. I want to say his was maybe a couple years older, but it's the exact same truck, I think. And with that, it needs the exact same rust repaired. Cab corners. I don't know if his needed the bottom of the doors or not, but around here, right next to the ocean, you know, they rust out pretty good right there. When I bought this truck just over probably 3 years ago, yeah, none of this rust was here. But, so it needs that. Cab corners. It doesn't need rockers. It needs the bed sides. Might just make a patch for right here. We'll see what it looks like under there. But, other than that, you know, it runs pretty good, so I don't want to... I'd like to just tackle it myself and save some money. But what I think I'm going to do is probably, when I do the quarter panels and the doors, I think I'm going to get the quarter skins, and then I think I'm going to rock guard maybe halfway up the quarter skins, or maybe right to this line here, this body line. And then what I'm thinking is just painting it black, and then clear coating maybe the whole truck, or we'll see what happens. Unfortunately, this does not fit in my garage, so it's too tall. Even if I take the cap off it, the ladder rack and everything, it's way too tall to fit in my garage. So I'll probably do all the body work on a sunny day, couple sunny days or whatever, and then I'll maybe build some kind of booth or whatever. Thinking about getting one of those sheds that you put up there, the steel frame with a tarp or whatever over them, and maybe painting it in there, make some kind of exhaust for it, and yeah, see what happens. It'll probably be a couple months before I can do that, which is no big deal. I got the car, driving back and forth to work and everything. But this is what I really want to get on. It's a 64 Mercury Comet. Bought it a year and a half ago, I'm going to say. I bought it in pretty much the exact same shape it's in now. Unfortunately, I had to sit out this winter. You know, so of course it picks up some rust, and sitting with no tarp on it, it's just going to keep rusting. So I got to get this back in the garage. It's actually really straight. I bought it Southern Maine, and it's pretty straight. It needs it's really hard to find panels for it. I don't know why, but needs some rust repair right there. Maybe I can get away with just doing a patch. There was a dent there, and I'll probably grind all that off and use some better Bondo on that. But yeah, it runs. When I first got it home, like I said, about a year and a half ago, drove it down the road. The only thing that really was wrong with it is the brake was sticking on one side. But after I took it for that one ride, I parked it and started tinkering on it, and you can see it's got the straight 6 in it. I was kind of wondering if I could fit like a straight 6 out of like a F-150. Maybe better gas mileage, I don't know. Maybe it gets the same. But either that, or I was told you can buy a kit and put the 5.0 bolts right in. You get the motor mounts and everything. It'd be my first project or something like that, but do a lot more research before I even tackle it. Maybe I'll just leave this in. I had planned on taking this engine out and putting it on the stand I have, maybe doing, you know, rebuilding this engine and putting it back in. Yeah, a couple different plans, or a couple different ideas I've had for it. But yeah, like you can see, it's not a great camera, but it's pretty straight. It's a long car. It does fit in my garage, surprisingly enough. But yeah, of course the bottom of the doors are rusted out. But I got all the interior for it, carpet and everything. I think it needs one little patch over there. Somebody fiberglass the floors. I'll cut that out and make some sheet metal if I can't buy pans for it. Like I said, having a hard time finding stuff for this car. You can find a lot for the 2-doors, but I really like this car because it is not a 2-door. You don't see a lot of the 4-door Comets. At least looking online or whatever, I don't see a whole lot of them. I don't know if I've seen any on YouTube or anything like that. But it needs a headliner, of course. And then I got the back seat and the front seat. Interior was actually in pretty good shape. I think it's got one tear going around the seam. But other than that, it looks pretty good. So eventually we'll get on this. Or if it sits here, unfortunately, I'll probably just sell it if it has to sit here, because I'd hate to see it rust away. But, yeah, I got covered up some rust here. Of course, as it sits, it's just, or sanded it down. Probably shouldn't have sanded it. Should have maybe used their aircraft stripper or whatever and done it that way, but a lot of it's just surface rust. Hit it with a wire brush or whatever and maybe go from there. Yeah, well, I guess that's it, guys. Just a little update. Not a whole lot going on. I think dinner was ready, so I was headed in. So, yeah, we'll get back on the bike tomorrow. Probably clean up the garage tonight and, I don't know, maybe crank up the heat and see if we can get some of the cold out of here. Yeah, I guess that's it for tonight, guys, and maybe I'll make a video later once I get cleaned up, and we'll see what happens. Alright, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good night.